What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Hopefully, everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. It is time now for the Friday weather update for Friday, December 13th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do daily weather updates as needed for all the weather happenings across the United States. I talk about severe weather, winter weather, tropical weather, rain, drought, heat, and everything else in between, and sometimes some headlines from other things happening around the world. Today, we're going to focus on the weekend forecast. So if you're new to my channel, first off, subscribe down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and share this video with anyone you know. Today's focus is mainly going to be the weekend forecast into early next week. We're not really going to talk much about the long range today because we have to talk about some major impacts that could be coming this weekend to portions of the Midwest, and of course, a big storm out on the West Coast, and yes, parts of the Mid Atlantic region or Northeast. We've got to talk about that for you, too. There have been some changes to the forecast for this weekend. Starting off in the Midwest, in Iowa, there is a significant ice threat now. Matter of fact, I think we are going to see an ice storm for portions of Iowa this weekend. It is going to start tonight into tomorrow, and the Weather Prediction Center is saying snow, sleet, and freezing rain will impact portions of the Central Plains and Upper Midwest beginning tonight. Freezing rain is expected to be the most significant hazard, as much as a quarter of an inch of ice accumulating. This will cause hazardous travel and isolated power outages. I've seen a few of the advisories and ice storm warnings say up to 3/10 of an inch of ice. And the HER model, which I'll show you in a little bit, has been really bullish on icing. So I am getting significantly concerned that the ice threat in portions of Iowa is going to be pretty extreme or pretty significant just to the northeast of Des Moines, Iowa. There could be power outages, and I suggest travel, if you have to do it in that area tonight, just don't. It's going to be a real icy mess. The cold air at the surface is going to be pretty much locked in with this, while the cold air above is gone. And as you know, warm air aloft, cold air at the surface, that's how you generate freezing rain. Taking a look at the power outage situation, right now the only place we're seeing troubles are in California, which California is a big state. It's only 12,674 people without power. Something we'll keep an eye on, as there is a big storm system that is impacting the West Coast and will continue to do so as we head into the weekend. Taking a look at the latest satellite picture here, you can see all is calm in the Northeast today. Still some lake effect snow ongoing across upstate New York. That'll last a little bit longer. The clouds over the Mid-Atlantic that were over Pennsylvania, that's that weak system yesterday. That's slowly dissipating. There are some more clouds that'll move in, and that will continue to be the case. We can already see here cloud cover across Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Oklahoma is starting to build. We also see our storm system continues on the west coast as well. Taking a look at the national radar map, not a lot of precipitation yet in the midsection of the country. That will change as we head into the weekend. Here's that snow band that continues to be ongoing in upstate New York. It's crossing the Interstate 81 and US 11 quarter. It is south of Watertown, just to the north of the Syracuse area, and there are a few snow showers and flurries by Albany. Now, taking a look at the West Coast, we can see there's a lot of precipitation on the West Coast, generally from San Francisco on northward. You're just seeing some showers right now in San Francisco. If you watched that football game last night, you saw at times those showers were heavy last night. Portland, Oregon, you're seeing a pretty good dose of rain at this time. And also, Seattle is starting to see some rain at this time as well. And of course, the mountainous areas are seeing snowfall from this system. We'll take a look at model projections from that system in just a little bit. Here's the National Hazards Map, and we do note there is still that lake effect snow warning up for portions of Lake Ontario still in New York. And then you do note there are now ice storm warnings up for portions of central and eastern central Iowa, and that is where I am concerned. There will be hazardous travel maybe even a few power outages tonight. A quarter of an inch to 3/10 of an inch of ice, which is being forecasted. I do agree with that. The models have trended higher on the ice today, which is why that upgrade to an ice storm warning has been put out. You also see on this map winter storm warnings up for the mountains in California, winter storm watches up for portions of Idaho and portions of Wyoming. That probably will get upgraded to those watches will probably get upgraded to warnings at some point. And you do see Alaska. There is blizzard warnings up in Alaska. Big storm system expected up that way. Moving on now to Storm Prediction Center, and let's refresh this. We can see not much to talk about, but again, there is some elevated wildfire risk in southeastern portions of New Mexico and southeast portions of Arizona, and a good chunk of southern New Mexico, central New Mexico, on up into northern Texas. So no burning any fires there today because wildfires are possible. No thunderstorm threats to talk about at this time. Taking a look at the fronts map from the Weather Prediction Center, as I like to do as of lately, it makes it easier for you to understand what's going on. And we can see as we head into tonight, freezing rain will already start up in portions of Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, northern Missouri. There is a warm front with this system. The warm air will already be present aloft the surface because of this high pressure will take time to warm up, and because of that, you're going to see a significant icing threat. Ground zero for the ice is going to be Iowa. You can also see the big storm system in the west coast. That's continuing tonight and through all day tomorrow. If anything, things may get more significant towards tomorrow morning out there. Ice will continue through at least midday tomorrow in Iowa before eventually going over to plain rain. But before it does that, you're going to see 2 to 3/10 of an inch of ice, and that is enough to cause significant problems, especially you get icicles dangling on the wires, tree branches. Yeah, that could cause some power outages. Now, as we head into Sunday, there's a new feature I want you to take note of. Look at Pennsylvania. There is a little bit of a signal now that's starting to trend on some of the shorter range models that central Pennsylvania, south central Pennsylvania, maybe State College area, maybe Harrisburg, that 81 quarter or to the northwest of that, there could be a period of snow. And some modeling is showing that there could be a couple inches of snow in that area. It's something we'll have to keep an eye on. You have this area of high pressure, and it will depend. How long can the cold air remain aloft? If the cold air remains intact aloft a little bit longer, you could see a little bit of a start of snow in this area before it eventually changes to rain. Now, you also note here, by the time we get into Sunday, this is Sunday we're talking about now, winter storm will be ongoing across the northern Rockies. And take a look on Monday. We do see mixing in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, yes, this is a little bit colder than what we were seeing yesterday on the maps. The northern plains, as we head towards Monday, we'll be seeing some snow as well. Then another system comes on Tuesday. That one is warmer for everyone on the east, and that one will feature rain. And as we head into later next week, well, as you can see here, they're forecasting a low pressure system, what might be a coastal system. We'll talk about that probably tomorrow. I'm more so concerned about what's going on this weekend and all the changes to the forecast. You can see days 1 through 7 precipitation. A lot of this is coming from the weekend across portions of the Ohio Valley back through Texas. Some of it's from later next week. You can see here multiple storm systems that are coming onshore in the west coast. There will continue to be a significant amount of precipitation. You know what? Let's change this to days 1 through 5. Local amounts up to 5 inches of precipitation additional is expected across isolated areas in Washington, maybe 2 to 3 inches in Oregon, and locally 4 to 5 inches of precipitation in northern California. So that is something we will have to watch as we head through the weekend as this storm continues to be ongoing and the next storm system comes into play next week. All right, let's take a look at the 18Z HRRR model that just came in. And you can see as we get to sunset tonight, that warm front in the central region of the United States does start to produce some freezing drizzle, freezing rain. That precipitation gets heavier as we head through the night, and also precipitation will just continue on the west coast. Mountain snows will continue at various different intensities out there. Take a look tomorrow morning across Iowa. That is heavy, freezing rain. Should this happen, you are going to have significant icing issues, and you can see the HRRR model is stubborn to get that warm air in. It doesn't take until maybe about 2, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon before you finally warm up on the HRRR model. Should that be correct, you would see a significant icing event. So we'll have to really keep our eyes on that. Something else we have to keep our eyes on. Look at the end of the HRRR in Pennsylvania. Yeah, you're seeing snow shades across places like Johnstown, Altoona, State College, Pennsylvania. Keep an eye on that. You could see a couple inches of snow now on the front end of this system. Also keep an eye on this. If you're up in portions of Idaho, look at that. That's a significant amount of snow being forecasted for you. That is over a foot of snow. It is possible, and that is why I think those winter storm watches ultimately will be upgraded to winter storm warnings. Let's take a look at the RGEM model, and we'll see here on the RGEM model, the storm system on the west coast does continue. The icing threat will be a go tonight in Iowa, although the RGEM is not as bullish as the HRRR is for icing. But watch what happens as we advance this. You'll see tomorrow afternoon things warm up there. The storm in Idaho is a go. Look what happens in Pennsylvania as we head into Sunday evening. You're starting to see some light snow. Then you see a few bursts of more moderate snow, maybe near the Interstate 81 corridor just to the north, places like Williamsport and Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yes, that is moderate snow for you. Behind that, here's the next storm system that comes in. This front will be a warm one. It's going to be a cold front, but the air ahead of it is going to be warm. There could even be a few isolated thunderstorms Monday within this. I would not be surprised to see thunder for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. That system will gradually push to the east as a warm system, and things will warm up in the east. Monday is going to be one of those warmer days. Probably, maybe, perhaps the warmest day of the week in some cases next week, although there are other systems that we'll have to watch down the line. Let's go over to the European now. And on the European, you can see in the west coast, the Pacific Northwest, it is going to remain stormy pretty much for the entire weekend. The driest day is probably looking to be Sunday. By the time we get Sunday afternoon, you're going to get a little bit of a break, but you'll see here that break doesn't last very long. There comes the next storm system again on Monday, and the European also showing that burst of snow for Pennsylvania and even portions of southern New York. Here comes the system behind it. It's a quick moving system. And behind that, the temperatures will start to drop, and another system does form on Wednesday in the Northeast, and we can see that one could be a coastal system. Still need to work out the details. A lot of model disagreement, and behind that, there will be a trough, and then colder air comes in for the following weekend. So, all right. The key takeaways to today's forecast. If you live in Iowa, I strongly discourage travel tonight. It is going to get really icy. If you live in the Pacific Northwest through to about Idaho, keep an eye on that system. You are going to continue to see heavy rain, heavy mountain snows. There'll be winds. There could be a few power outages. That's possible. Power outages possible in Iowa as well. And in Pennsylvania, if you're just to the northwest of that Interstate 81 corridor, keep an eye out. I would not be surprised if Sunday gets some surprise winter weather advisories for a couple inches of snow now. It's looking like the cold air may hang in a little bit longer before it finally switches over to a mix and then plain rain as the system exits. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Friday weather update. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know. We'll have a more detailed update on the longer range tomorrow, and of course the southeast states as well. Didn't include you much today because, let's face it, you are dealing with what will be likely a quiet weekend for you. Just a few showers expected in the southeast this weekend. The main concerns are Iowa, Pacific Northwest, and that surprise potential snow in central Pennsylvania. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and have a fantastic Friday evening. Thanks for watching.